So you want to move to Miami? You probably should. It's pretty lit out here. But if you're someone like me and you've never even been to Miami before and you don't even know where to begin to look, because on the map it might seem a little big, but it's really not. So here are my opinions and my views, and others as well, on the best areas to live in Miami. I'm going to be using, it should be up right now, the iPhone maps image, because I feel like it's pretty universal, so you guys can also see what I see. And I'll also be highlighting like the areas that I'm talking about, so hopefully it makes it a little easier. Now, this isn't going to be any particular order, but my favorite location to live will be at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Started off hot with Brickell. Brickell is the location that everyone thinks of when they think of Miami. They think of the high-rise buildings, they think of the water, the beautiful scenery. That is what, when you think of Miami, you're going to be thinking of Brickell, which is downtown Miami. Brickell is beautiful, it's cool to see, but it's awful to live. I don't know anyone who lives in Brickell who actually enjoys, obviously they enjoy it, they live there for a reason, but they definitely say like it's very congested, the traffic is insane, it's always hectic. If you're more of a city person, you might really enjoy it, but everything in Miami is really small. So Brickell is only a few blocks. And I feel like if you enjoy driving, if you enjoy having your car and you're not a big person who likes to walk everywhere, Brickell is not it. Like I said, it's beautiful to visit and go to have a good time, but living could be pretty slow, and it's also stupid expensive, so know that. The next location is gonna be Miami Beach. Specifically, I guess South Beach, because that's what a lot of people think of. Like, I was recommended to move to South Beach before I got here, and I'm so happy that I didn't. It's very small, it's not big, and it's very chaotic. The traffic is insane. Like, if you have a car, oh my goodness, great. It will literally take you to go 1 mile, it's taking me like 20 minutes. So for a lot of people, if you live on South Beach, maybe if you don't have a car and you want to move to Miami, South Beach would definitely be a place for you. But for me, I needed to have my car and be able to get around. So South Beach for me was slow. I know a lot of people who live there who have mopeds, and you can lane split. It's legal out here. If that's your speed and that's what you want to get into, then sure. But you really, if you live on South Beach or Miami Beach, you have no reason to really go to the other side of Miami unless it would be for work, because you can kind of live day to day on that little strip. And I feel like there's a lot more to Miami to explore. And if you don't actually have the need, or if it's more of a hassle to get over there, then you'll never go over there. South Beach, honestly, that's not even my favorite beach to go to. I prefer going to like North Miami Beach. I'll highlight it somewhere over here. That's like on 73rd Street. And South Beach is kind of the beginning, like from South Point up until like 16th to 20th Street. So it's only like 20 blocks is really considered South Beach. And then everything after that is less chaotic. But South Beach to live, slow. It's pretty slow. The next location is Coral Gables in South Miami. Coral Gables in South Miami, they're really nice. They're nice places to live. I just feel like they're away from everything. Everything evolved, like everything around Miami is centered around downtown, or if you're going more north towards like Aventura, Hollywood, and Fort Lauderdale. So if you live south of Miami, like South Miami, Coral Gables, there's nothing else really down there. So for you to go and want to do things, you got to always travel north. So obviously the further south you are, the farther away you are from the rest of everything else. So they're nice areas, you know, good suburb vibe, but they're just away from everything else. So if you're a person who wants to be closer to the city and everything else, I wouldn't really recommend it for you, but they are good places to live. So the next location is North Miami or Miami Shores. That's personally where I live, and I think it's great. I couldn't have asked for a better location starting off. I got extremely lucky that this was my place, or the place that I ended up living in, because I didn't know how good this place was. With no traffic, it only takes me about 20 minutes to get to Brickell, downtown Miami, and no traffic, it can only take me 30 minutes to get to Fort Lauderdale. So I'm really kind of in the middle. It only takes me about 25 minutes to get to the Miami airport. So Miami Shores for me is like the hub. It's the center of Miami, or the Miami areas, I feel like. So I would highly recommend, if anyone's looking to move here, move to Miami Shores. And everyone from downtown and Brickell is getting so expensive that everyone is gradually moving more north because it's cheaper. So if you're looking to move, definitely get here sooner rather than later, because I'm sure over time this place will become stupid expensive the way the market's going. So get ahead of it. So already talking about going more north, like I said, Aventura is the location between Miami Shores, North Miami, and Hollywood. And Aventura is really good, really nice as well. If you for work don't have to go to Miami, Aventura could be a really good location for you if you just want to get established. It's really nice, it's really clean, kind of high end. They have the Aventura Mall. It's like one of the best malls, I'm pretty sure, like in the Dade County area, that in Brickell Center. It's really nice, it's really well kept, pretty expensive. I feel like it's more expensive than North Miami, but Aventura is really small. It's tiny, but it's really nice. Going past that, you have Hollywood. Hollywood is of course cheaper than Miami. It can be considered a middle ground. For work, I work a lot in Miami, so for me it wouldn't really make sense to live there, but I do know a lot of people who do live there and they really like it. It is a nice area. And then going past that, you have Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is not close to Miami. Don't think that you can live in Fort Lauderdale and you're gonna travel to Miami. That shit is a troop. Especially the traffic out here is nuts. It is bad. So if you want to be in Miami, be closer to Miami. If you want to be in Miami, I wouldn't go no further than Aventura. Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale, with the commute times, that shit can be a troop. I would not do it, and I wouldn't recommend it if you really want to be in Miami. But that being said, the areas are really nice, suburby. So if that's more your speed, you want to be away from the city and just travel to the city on like weekends and things like that, then you can definitely do that. But if you want to be in Miami, no, pretty slow. Now that leaves me with my favorite place to live in Miami. And if I'm gonna move anywhere else, it would be to this location. It would be Midtown. Midtown for me is the central of everything. I would say Midtown kind of starts between Park West, which is like 6th Street, like that's the beginning, and then it ends after the design district, 43rd Street, I'm pretty sure. So it's about 40 blocks, and that's where you have Omni, Edgewater, Wynwood. Edgewater and Omni are right on the water. Wynwood is more like inland, but it's still like 20th Street, I'm pretty sure. So it's like only a few blocks and it's not far. And I just feel like that's where, if you're a young adult and you're moving here to make things happen, or whether you're looking to be an entrepreneur, get into media, whatever your purpose is, if you want to be around like-minded people like yourself who are younger, young adults like me, Midtown is the place to be. It's definitely a younger crowd, but it's stupid expensive. So that's what I'm saying. Everything is kind of going more north. If you can get in there with a roommate, which would probably be my plan, get it like a 2-bed, 2-bath, or shit, even a 1-bath. As long as you really trust the person that you live with and they're clean, Midtown is the place to be, like, for sure. I work a lot in Miami, so only being 20 blocks or less than that away from everything is huge. And you really kind of realize Miami is really small. Miami's really small, and you can get to a lot of places really quickly. In addition to the best places, the best areas to live in Miami, kind of breaking it down on the coast, here are some tips that I have that I feel like can be really useful that I wish I knew before I moved here. And not maybe wish I knew, but it makes things a lot easier. Route 1 or Biscayne Boulevard, if you live off of, everything is kind of centered off of Biscayne if you're on the coast. Biscayne Boulevard is your bread and butter. It goes all the way north and it goes all the way south. It's not a highway, and it has quite honestly saved my life, because I know if I'm going north on Biscayne, I'm gonna get to my crib. If I'm going south, I'm gonna get to South Miami or Brickell. So it just makes commuting really easy and really simple. And off of Biscayne, you have all the blocks. So you have like 80th, 79th, 78th, 77th. So that goes into my next tip, is that the streets are numbered by how far away you are from the start of downtown. So if you're 5th Street, you're only 5 blocks away from the center of downtown. If you're 100th Street, you're 100 blocks away. So it kind of makes things easier. Someone's like, oh, I live on 30th. You know that they're more south if you live on a higher number, and they're closer to the city. 30th Street is Midtown. So that, like, when I heard that, it makes sense, but being able to like hear it when I got here, it made getting around a lot easier. So if you live like northeast 80th Street, for example, let's say, that means you live east of I-95, the major highway. If you live northwest 80th Street, you're west of the highway. So that means you're more inland. If you're northeast, you're closer to the water and you're closer to the bridges to get to Miami Beach. I would personally recommend living on the northeast side of things because you're closer to the bridges and you're closer to the water, and kind of everything else in that area makes it easier to get around. Biscayne is on the northeast, and if you live northwest, it's probably going to be cheaper, but you're further away kind of from everything. I would really highly recommend getting a car, or if you don't have a car, it's going to be really hard to get around. Miami is really small. Like once you take the trips a few times, you realize everything in hindsight is really close with no traffic. You can get everywhere under 30 minutes, but the traffic is insane. So 30 minutes could take you upwards of an hour depending on the time of day. For real, that shit doubles. And the commuter transit, if you're someone who relies on public transportation, it is not good. It's probably some of the worst public transportation I've seen. Miami's is bad. It needs a lot of development. I'll throw up a map, and as you can see, they don't have a lot of options. They have the Bright line that goes north and south, but then you have to take it to the Park West station, and then it kind of goes from there. And for buses, the buses are really bad. They're really bad. And as someone who is new to the city, I thought that before getting here, I would be able to explore the city with public transportation, not having to worry about my car and parking and things like that. But that just wasn't the case because you almost don't want to take public transportation. And then that makes you rely on Ubers and Lyft, and they're really expensive, especially Miami never sleeps. So the Uber and Lyft time, like they're always on go. A lot of people have been hitting me saying like, yo, I don't know where to live. I want to, I'm thinking about moving. So I know Miami is a hot topic right now. Hopefully this helped whoever, if you're looking to make that jump, I'm telling you, do it. It's definitely an experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. You'll have a great time, and it's one of those things where you won't learn until you're here. If you're someone who's looking to move to Miami and you've never been here before, or even if you have been here before but you just don't really know because you've only maybe been to downtown, hopefully this helps you kind of see what else is out there. I think my next video is actually going to be 7 things or a few things that I wish I knew before moving to Miami. So outside of areas, like actual things I wish I knew about living here, because a lot of things is different than you would think before moving here. So I think that'll be my next video on Miami. Like I said, Miami's a hot topic right now, so if people want to know more, I can supply that info. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really do hope that this helped you or whoever. Send this video to someone who might be thinking about it, making that jump about moving to Miami, because if you're doing it for yourself, I'm telling you, it'll be a great investment, and anything invested into yourself is not a waste. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Any recommendations, suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I do read them. I do like to respond to people. So hopefully this helped. Subscribe for more future content. Stay tuned for that next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.